Picture this. A family of 3 drives out to a remote piece of land they're rethinking of buying. They seem quiet, almost like they're in a trance. And then, they just vanish. Their truck is found a week later, but it only raises more questions. Inside are their wallets, phones, and $32,000 in cash. Their dog, still locked inside the truck, is alive but starving. But there are no bodies, no signs of a struggle, no easy explanations. Years go by, and then skeletal remains are finally discovered. The bones are crushed, the eye sockets empty, and there are reports of a strange orange discoloration. What could possibly make an entire family disappear without a trace, only to be found in such a disturbing state? Today, we're re-diving into some of the most chilling unsolved disappearances, cases where the truth seems to have vanished right along with the victims. Let's start with the very family I just mentioned, the Jamisons. In 2009, Bobby, Sherry Lynn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison drove from their home in Eufaula, Oklahoma, to view a 40-acre plot of land in the mountains. The last time anyone saw them alive was on home security footage as they packed their truck. What's eerie is how they were moving, stiffly, almost mechanically, barely speaking to each other. 8 days later, their locked truck was found abandoned. All their belongings were inside, including that huge sum of cash. But the family was gone. A massive search turned up nothing. It wasn't until 4 years later, in 2013, that their scattered skeletal remains were found just a few miles from the truck. The cause of death was undetermined, leaving behind a swirl of theories involving everything from a bad drug deal to a cult, but no real answers. Next, we travel to Panama in 2014, to the case of Kris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. These 2 young Dutch women were on a trip of a lifetime when they disappeared while hiking the El Pianista Trail. 4 weeks, there was no sign of them. Then, 2 months later, a local woman found their backpack miles away, containing their phones, a camera, and some cash. The phone records were terrifying. They showed dozens of attempted emergency calls over several days. The camera held even more secrets: 90 photos taken in the pitch-black darkness of the jungle over a period of 3 hours. Most were just blackness, but one infamous photo shows the back of Kris's head, possibly with blood in her hair. Eventually, their bone fragments were found scattered along a riverbank. Some bones were bleached, almost as if by a chemical. Were they lost and succumbed to the elements, or did they meet someone sinister on that trail? We still don't know. Finally, we look at the baffling case of Mitrice Richardson in California, 2009. The 24-year-old was having dinner at a restaurant when she began acting erratically, claiming she was from Mars. The police were called, and she was arrested. But here's where it gets truly strange. She was released from a sheriff's station in a remote area in the middle of the night, at 2 a.m., with no phone, no money, and no car. She simply vanished into the dark hills of Malibu. Residents later reported hearing screams. For nearly a year, her family searched tirelessly. Then, her skeletal remains were found in a ravine. Authorities ruled out foul play, but her family and many others have never accepted that. Why was she released alone in such a vulnerable state? What happened in those dark hills? These cases haunt us because the final chapter was never written. The truth remains buried, leaving us with nothing but chilling questions. Thanks for watching.